Hello everyone, this is MykeCheck'd with another MykeCheck'd Productions MykeCheck'd movie review, and it is finally here after me saying it video after video and keep putting it off. The review for Friday the 13th, Part 3. Now, before we get into the review, I do want to remind everyone that I do have Patreon accounts for both MykeCheck'd Productions and my RDW Red Dust Wrestling channels. They'll be posted in the description box and on the screen right here down below. Now, to get onto the review. Friday the 13th, Part 3. From what I can recollect from that movie, it wasn't all... I think I would say that I like this one a little bit more than Part 2, a little bit, mainly because I don't know, it kind of felt like the same movie as Part 2, minus the fact of like the whole 3D effects, which was kind of the big kicker back in the early mid 80s. I think I'd have to go back and research that. This is the first movie that Jason dons the hockey mask and pretty much wears it from this movie on out, and it's pretty much the iconic image that he keeps for the rest of his legacy. And like the story is pretty much about the same. Teenagers come to a section of Camp Crystal Lake. They all get killed off, well, except for one person. And there's also the introduction of like a biker gang in this movie as well, and they were kind of just there to add to the body count. I mean, yeah, they kind of got brought in because the teenagers accidentally knocked over one of the bikes, and then they were just fucking with the teenagers' stuff and whatnot. But they were mainly just there for added bodies for the body count in this movie. I know that Jason gets the mask from one of the other teenagers. He's more of like a practical effects kind of guy, and he uses it to kind of prank on his friends to make it look like he's actually dead and whatnot when he's not. And he ends up killing him by like shooting him in the neck. I think he shoots him in the neck. I'll have to do research on that too. I'm doing terrible at remembering this because it's honestly been a while since I've seen this movie. I actually planned on watching this movie before doing this, but I just, with the way how my schedules went and knowing that I need to push this video out, I just couldn't find the time to do it, so I'm kind of going off by memory. The one kill where he's on the docks and then he shoots the girl in the eye, that's kind of like a iconic kill too. He just kind of like walks up and just like, and then just kills her and everything. I'd say the 3D effects for that kill was kind of corny as well. This is also the same movie where he squeezes the guy's head so hard that the eye pops out, and the effects on that, it's so awful because you can see the string that pulls the guy's eye out when his head pops and whatnot, and it's so funny. Like, this is kind of where I start not really taking the Friday the 13th films seriously and kind of just watch them out of enjoyment and just for laughs and everything, because I know that it's a horror movie and whatnot, but it's more of the kills in this movie are kind of have more of a comedic vibe to them. I think this is also the movie where there's a guy that walks around on his hands, like doing a handstand, walking around the house and whatnot, which I don't know why, that's just his trait. And Jason just walks up to him and just slashes him completely in half from like the crouch down, and that's honestly a really cool camera angle. And then later on you find him and stuffed up in the rafters, and like his spot in between his legs is pretty much ripped up to like all the way here, which is honestly that's honestly a good practical effect in the movie too. They did try the whole like dream sequence in this film again, and I'm kind of glad this is the last time they do it, because this is honestly probably the worst of the 3 dream sequences, because instead of Jason coming out, it's his mom's zombified corpse coming out and blowing the girl underwater. But I mean, I think it didn't really need to like happen that way, or the dream sequence shouldn't even happen at all. But I mean, it is what it is. Jason in this film was actually pretty good. He wasn't that bad. There was one part where he like takes an axe to the head and he just keeps going after pretty much that relentlessness of Jason. It shows really well in this film, and That's one thing why I like Jason in this movie, is because like even if he's like taking a lot of damage, he's gonna keep coming at you until he pretty much kills you dead. Trying to think. When in the dream sequence, when you see Jason without his mask and you see the blood on the side of his face and the scar from the axe, that's honestly really cool to see as well, because you actually get to see Jason unmasked like fully instead of kind of like a side angle like they did in part 2. Seeing him completely unmasked in this one was honestly kind of a cool thing to see, and see like the practical effects on that as well. I actually liked it a lot. I kind of want to know how he lost all of his hair from part 2 to part 3 if the time lapse between the two is literally 1 day, if I remember right. Like it is literally 1 day and everything. But that's honestly a question that kind of gets looked over and whatnot. Rating. Like I said, I liked it more than part 2. I'd say that I'd give it like a 7.7 out of 10. Like I said, it gets some points docked off for the 3D effect, which is kind of a corny thing. Also, the theme of this movie is actually pretty killer as well. It's pretty rad to listen to. But yeah, 7.7 out of 10. It's not an awful movie. It's a lot better than part 2, in my opinion. But I still think part 1's better than this one. I'll probably have to go back and re-review part 1 to get the rating changes on that, because I'm pretty sure I ranked this one a little bit higher than part 1. But if my memory serves me right, I like part 3 more than part 1. So there's that. This review is, as you can tell, it's going to be kind of on the shorter side. Because it's hard to remember everything in the movie when I haven't seen it in a while. I'm probably going to go back and watch part 4 before I review it, because I do want to watch that film again, because part 4, as of right now, saying this, it is one of my favorite Friday the 13th films, but that could change between now and then. All in all, again, it's corny, it's a slasher. I'd say go watch it just for shits and giggles. It's funny. It's bad when I'm saying it's funny, but it's an 80s slasher film. Like most 80s slasher films that I've seen, for my opinion, are kind of funny. But yeah, 7.7 out of 10. It's not terrible. It's actually not that bad. But yeah, if you've seen part 1 through part 3, or if you've seen, actually no, in this film in particular, part 3. What are your thoughts on part 3? Do you like it more than part 2? Do you prefer part 2 over part 3? Or do you prefer part 1 over the part 1 and part 2? Or no, part 3. Yeah, I'm getting so tied up, just getting all the parts mixed up. So pretty much out of the first 3, which one is your favorite and why? And what are your thoughts on Friday the 13th part 3? Why you like it and why do you dislike it? Let me know in the comments, let me know on social media. I'll reply back as soon as I can on that. But those are definitely my thoughts on Friday the 13th part 3. Before I actually get part 4 out, I'm going to be doing a review of Brightburn tomorrow night as soon as I get off work. Getting that recorded and edited on here. And then after that will be part 4, Friday the 13th. And then I have 3 to 4 movie requests I have to get the links for from a few friends of mine to watch. But those are the videos coming up. This has been another MykeCheck'd Productions MykeCheck'd review by MykeCheck'd95, signing out. I don't remember putting these clothes on. What the heck? What the heck? What's that? Coming from the back. Nothing happened. What the fuck?
has stopped, but this was at the back door. I don't know. It's in a frickin' GE lighting box. What the hell? What the hell's going on? I don't remember starting the dishwasher either. How long was I out for? There's a mask. For what? Pocket knives? Wait, there's something else in here too. A notebook. Dear reader, if you're reading this, then it is the supposed day of Judgment Day. The rumors are true. Skynet's going online. What? That's based off a movie. In the box should be your currency for when the apocalypse begins. Unless you do one review before Brightburn. It's in the box. This has gotta be a joke. This has gotta be a joke. Bottle caps? It's a Fallout reference, but what's in the... Alright, I guess.